Imagine walking into a room and immediately feeling in control, confident, and fully aware of the dynamics around you. Picture yourself effortlessly navigating complex conversations, intense negotiations, and even tense social situations while others struggle to keep up. What if I told you that controlling any situation is not about being manipulative or overbearing? Instead, it is about understanding the hidden architecture of human psychology and using subtle yet powerful techniques that influence outcomes naturally. Today, I'll reveal proven psychology hacks that can help you control any situation, enhance your daily interactions, and become a more commanding presence in your life. These strategies are backed by behavioral science and social psychology, so stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll have actionable tools you can apply immediately to change your life. First, it is essential to understand one universal principle. Humans are emotional creatures. Despite what we like to believe, our decisions are rarely made purely based on logic. Emotions drive most human reactions, and recognizing this fundamental truth gives you a significant edge in any room. The first hack is mastering emotional awareness. Pay attention not just to what people are saying, but how they are saying it. Every tone, every microfacial expression, and every shift in body posture conveys more than words ever could. By reading these silent cues, you can adapt your response to match or counteract their emotional state. This allows you to create a sense of calm authority or deep empathy, depending on what the situation requires. For example, if someone is becoming defensive or aggressive, mirroring a calm, open, and relaxed posture can lower their psychological defenses and make them more receptive to your ideas. Next, let's talk about the concept of anchoring conversations. Anchoring is a psychological technique where the first piece of information presented sets a mental anchor for the entire discussion. If you lead with a positive, confident statement or present an expectation clearly, it frames how the other person perceives everything that follows. In negotiations, if you are the one to suggest a solution or a price first, that number becomes the reference point for the brain. Subsequent adjustments usually happen around that initial anchor, often making the final result more favorable to you. Anchoring works because the human brain tends to rely heavily on the very first piece of information it receives when making a complex decision. By being the first to speak with intent, you effectively control the boundaries of the discussion. Another powerful yet often overlooked hack is the power of the strategic pause. Many people feel an intense internal pressure to fill every second of silence in a conversation, often speaking too fast or revealing too much. However, strategic pauses convey immense confidence and absolute control. When you deliberately pause after someone speaks, or right before you deliver a key point, it signals that you are thoughtful, in command of your emotions, and not easily rattled. It can also subtly encourage the other person to fill the silence, often leading them to reveal more information than they intended. Silence can be deeply uncomfortable for others, and when used wisely, it becomes a surgical tool to guide interactions without saying a single word. Now, let's dive into mirroring and matching. This technique involves subtly imitating the behavior, tone, or physical posture of the person you are interacting with. Mirroring creates an instant sense of familiarity and trust because it triggers a psychological response known as the chameleon effect. Evolutionarily, we feel safer and more comfortable with those who appear similar to us. If someone leans forward while speaking, leaning forward slightly yourself builds an unconscious rapport. If they speak slowly, slowing down your own pace creates a sense of harmony. The key here is extreme subtlety. If the mirroring is too obvious, it can feel unnatural or even insulting. But when done correctly, it builds a bridge of trust that allows you to lead the conversation more effectively. Hack number 4 is understanding the principle of scarcity and value. Humans naturally assign a much higher value to things that appear limited, rare, or time-sensitive. You can use this principle subtly in professional pitches, presentations, or even social invitations by emphasizing unique qualities or limited windows of opportunity. This isn't about creating false urgency or deception. It's about highlighting genuine value in a way that aligns with how the human brain prioritizes information. When people perceive a resource or an opportunity as scarce, their brain shifts from evaluating to acting, making them much more likely to engage decisively with your proposal. Next, let's focus on framing questions strategically. How you ask a question almost always shapes the answer you receive. Instead of asking a closed-ended question like, "Do you agree with me?" which invites a simple and often unhelpful yes or no, try framing it as an open-ended exploration, such as, How do you see this working in our favor? Or what challenges do you anticipate we should solve together? This shifts the other person's brain into problem-solving mode and makes them feel like a collaborator rather than an opponent. By guiding the way they think through your questions, you subtly steer the entire discussion toward your desired objectives while making everyone else feel involved in the process. Another underrated hack is the control of your micro-expressions. These are fleeting facial expressions that last only a fraction of a second, revealing true emotions before the conscious mind can mask them. By practicing emotional neutrality in high-stakes moments, you maintain an aura of mystery and strength. Simultaneously, if you train yourself to observe micro-expressions in others, like a quick flash of fear, doubt, or frustration, you can address those hidden feelings before they escalate into a conflict. This level of observation allows for proactive rather than reactive leadership in any situation. A crucial psychological insight is the law of reciprocity. Humans have an inherent, almost biological tendency to want to return favors or gestures. By being the first to offer value, whether it's a piece of helpful information, a genuine compliment, or a small favor, you foster immediate goodwill. This creates a subtle psychological obligation in the other person to be more cooperative with you in professional and social settings. Being the person who gives first often results in being the person who receives the most influence in the long run.